My family and I are coming down with a slight cold, so I decided to make us all some broccoli cheddar soup bowls. I picked up this large artesian sourdough bread from Pavilions and the broccoli cheddar soup from Costco earlier this week. I placed all 3 bowls in a deep dish pan and lined it with foil to catch any drippings. Once inside, I started to carve out each bread bowl to make room for the soup. After every carving, I just placed the top of the bread bowls to the side because we will use them for later to make some extra bread for dipping. Because these bread bowls are so large, I have to pull some of the extra bread out to make more room for the soup. Now that each bread bowl has been carved out and the bowls are emptied and ready for the soup to go in, we start to line them with cheese. You can use any cheese you like. I use sharp cheddar cheese because it tastes the best to me. And we just put a little bit in each of the bowls so that there's a nice crunch at the bottom before we line it with the soup. Once the cheese has been added to all 3 bowls, you just go ahead and put it in the oven for 350 degrees for 10 minutes. While the bread toasts in the oven and the cheese melts, we're going to go ahead and put our broccoli in the microwave. I like to add a little extra broccoli in our soup because it's never enough in the soup. While the broccoli is steaming, I go ahead and place some butter in a pot and pour both of the broccoli cheddar soups inside of the pot to go ahead and add some extra seasoning and cheese. You can add any seasoning that you like to taste. I added a little parsley, black pepper, Cajun seasonings, Old Bay, and garlic powder. Once the broccoli is done steaming, we're going to go ahead and add that as well into the pan with the broccoli. Now that our seasonings are all incorporated properly, I'm going to go ahead and add in that steamed broccoli that we microwaved earlier. I also added in a little bit more of that sharp cheddar cheese for a nice cheesy flavor. Once the cheese is added, I go ahead and give everything a nice good stir and let it simmer on low heat for 10 minutes. Now that the cheese is melted in the bread bowls, it's time to go ahead and add the soup and put it back in the oven on broil. Remember the extra bread we had laying around from the top of the bread bowls from earlier? We're going to chop those up and add that to the pan. Once these are done toasting, I will add them on the side of the plate for dipping. Once the bowls are done, I let them sit in a bowl for at least 10-15 minutes because they're extremely hot and don't want to burn my family's mouth. Hope they enjoyed.